Perfect.
Nice.
So Darren, what's the difference between a brand film and an advertisement?
Well, I'm glad you asked, actually. So, we're here in the car. We're off to see a client. It just so happened I was on my way out to Lidl. That's where we're going to go first. But then we're going to stop at a client who is fairly local to us. And it's really handy having clients who are local when we just want to quickly jump into a conversation about something specific. And the specificity of this conversation today is around the idea of a brand film that they want to make. Now, I love a brand film. We do ads every single day, but we don't get to work on brand films every single day. And I was just asking Archie, what's the difference between a brand film and an ad?
As I was very unsure.
Well, yeah, and I think a lot of people who don't make both of those things might be wondering as well, how is a brand film different to an ad? And the way that I summarize it, very, very simple terms. And of course there are, it's that classic phrase of, it depends. It does depend on certain parts of it, but put very simply, I always say, an ad aims for the head and a brand film aims for the heart. Of course, I mean in trying to encourage people not to take them out. So,
good clarification.
Yeah, it needs to be said, especially in this day and age. But so basically, why we want to go and have a chat with them is because it'd be all well and good to say, I want to do a brand film. Okay, great, we'll just do a brand film based on everything we know about how we've been doing ads for the brand. But actually, it might be, and it might be very similar to the ads, but it might be that our client wants to take a different approach with the brand film. It might be that the ads have been aiming for the head. They've been trying to convince people to choose them from a purely logical point of view, whereas the brand film might want to go for a more emotional approach. More of a, this is why you want to choose us, because of ethically, this is why we're a good choice. Rather than, and I think that there's always going to be a part of it which is price-wise, maybe this is why we're good, or this is what we can offer you in terms of a discount or an offer. But I like to think personally that a brand film is more personal.
So it's very focused on brand image.
It is
more removed from product.
Another way of looking at it is at Evergreen we have our mission statement and we have our values. And the mission statement is far more logical, far more commercial minded, whereas the values are more ethical, more emotional. And that's a little bit of the similarities between ads and brand films. Now, as I said, it depends. And a lot of the time, a brand film can be quite logical, can be quite strategic, and an ad can be quite emotional. So it really is a case-by-case basis, but I'm generalizing because we're talking about it in very simple terms. So there you go. Here's the client in question, the Granite House. You've been here before with us, but I think I was behind the camera and Aaron was where I was stood. Today, I'm the one in front. Let's go. There you go. We obviously didn't film and lots of confidential things going on around us, but we had a very productive chat about what we're going to do for this brand film. Very exciting. Exactly what I was just saying to Archie about the difference between ads and brand film is exactly what they want to do. They want to focus more on the emotional side, aim for the heart, not the head, and we're going to have a lot of fun doing it. I'm really excited because we don't get to do brand films all that often. It's more ads that we're focusing on, and hopefully we can get through this without Archie sending in any more puddles like he just did. So here we are, early morning, and we're ready to film our very first Evergreen brand film.
You've already seen us doing a little bit of the behind the scenes talking with the client, but now we need to get everything ready to go, and we're taking everything. So come with me and let's have a look at what we're actually going to take. Over here we've got the whole shebang. We've got our microphones. It's the DJI Mic 2 in the very cool case. One of them is taken because it's right here on me. We've got our lapels, which just add a little bit of extra quality to the sound. We've got all of our Osmos, 1, 2, and the third one, which is being recorded on. We've got the Lumix camera for nice photos. Look at that, with an amazing 14 to 140 lens. Oh, we've got the big powerhouse that is the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema 4K. The whole spin there. And then coming with that is the hefty Sigma lens for all those skibbity toilet people out there. My God, I hate myself. So we've got the whole shebang, and that's not including the drone, which is over there. So we've got everything we need. Now we just need to go and do it. Let's go.
Right, Darren. Very cold morning. -6 degrees, I
Wow.
think Harriet said.
Yeah. But the most important thing we need to check before we do anything else is, are we wearing the right uniform? Caps,
Caps. Earth tones.
tones, green trousers.
Green trousers, brown jacket.
Yeah, I think we're good.
I think we're pretty good.
Let's go.
Back again. This is about a week after the last time we were here. So last time we came to have a bit of a chat, figure out the general vision. And in that time since, we put together a script, it's been approved, we've had further conversations with the client, and now we're here to make it a reality. And I've got the drone with me. First shot of the day, while the weather's pretty nice, we're gonna get a really high up drone shot, and you can have a look on here with me.
Lovely. There's a nice shot.
Nice.
Gorgeous scenery of Vista.
Yeah.
Here we are. Brand film number 2. This time, you might have guessed it, it's for Hot Tubs Oxfordshire. And we are doing a very interesting film today. As you can see, I'm wearing a chest mount, and I'm about to put that camera right here, because we are going for a very ambitious first-person perspective, one shot. Let's hope it goes well. So I thought it would be a good chance to go through some of what I meant when I said things like first-person perspective and one shot in regards to the brand film itself. I will include bits of the brand film in this, just so that people at home can see. But basically, first-person perspective is probably the one that people know more about, but it's essentially, it will look like it's through the eyes of the viewer. So you'll get a sense of what it's like to be a customer coming into Hot Tubs Oxfordshire, getting the full treatment. So the whole thing is going to be there. We had the chest mount, and I'm wearing the chest mount because I'm quite tall, which means that even though it's a chest mount, it will be relatively eye level for most people. And we get that for the whole thing. So it's a real sort of immersive experience. Secondly, it's really difficult to shoot a whole brand film without making any mistakes. So if we want to do a one shot or a one-er, what that means is doing the whole thing in one shot. So there's no breaks, no cuts. It's all one continuous, seamless sequence. Now, as I said, it's quite difficult to pull off.
As we found out this morning.
As we found out this morning, I remember they said, how many takes do you think this is going to take? I said, I reckon 3. The first shot,
Yeah.
how many do you reckon we did?
I think 10.
Around 10.
I think 10.
It's around 10.
Yeah.
So harder than it seems. And credit where credit is due, they all did a fantastic job, especially since we're not working with trained actors, we're working with business owners who are great at what they do, but they don't act for a living. So credit where credit is due, they all did a fantastic job, and we got there.
It looked great in the end.
It did. It looked
polished,
absolutely
looked
fantastic.
really flawless. Yeah.
To make sure that we can pull off a one shot without having to actually do a one shot, we have 4 hidden cuts in our brand film. So, and these can be as simple as someone walking across right in front of the camera, so that you have a moment of just a black screen, because then it's really easy to start the next shot doing the exact same thing, and then it's really easy to just stitch those 2 shots together.
Yeah.
Or we can get a little bit more creative, like we did with our first shot, which we end with taking a drink of a latte. Which means that you've got to really sort of almost put the camera right into the latte, which is a bit of an odd experience, but hopefully
should look really good.
Should look really good.
Really good.
Should look really good. So we've done 2 out of 4 shots for this. The next couple of shots, we've got a couple of kids involved, but it's a Friday, it's a school day. We have to wait till after 3 o'clock. So we're just going to go and get some lunch, maybe do a couple of tea talks, and come back later. So join us there.
So here we are back again. I've come up with an ingenious way to be able to see myself on the camera. So I am just doing a quick update. This is very hard to do actually, and move around. Archie's there behind me, and we're back to do the second half of filming for this brand film. There's actually a couple of customers in here right now, so we're just gonna let them do their thing, and then we'll get to work. It's exciting. So skip ahead a couple of weeks. Everything is done on these projects. Now, normally I'd be in there filming every part of the way, but we've been so inundated with so many amazing brand films for other brands as well that I just haven't had the time. So we skipped ahead a little bit, but hopefully you will have seen as much as we were doing with the actual filming, and I will also just sprinkle in little bits there with B-roll for what we were doing when we were editing as well. So we're at the end. We've had an amazing time. Let's walk and talk, shall we? Both of the clients, both Tubs Oxfordshire and the Granite House, have seen their brand films. They loved them, so much so that they are on their YouTube channels, and we will include cards on this video somewhere, and we will also include links below just so that you can see them as well, because we want to make sure everybody sees them, because we're really happy with them, they're really happy with them, so everybody needs to go and see them. So we've done a really great job on these. I just want to thank everyone who was involved, because everybody, whether it was people in front of the camera or behind the camera, did a fantastic job. And as always, if you're watching this and you're like, wow, these brand films, I think we could do with one of them, then get in touch with us. You can either come directly to our website, theevergreenagency.co.uk, and get in contact with us, or you can send me a message personally if you like on LinkedIn. Just connect with me, Darren Martin, on LinkedIn. So for now, I think we'll leave it here, because to be honest, I've got even more brand films to get on with. So we'll see you next time. Okay. Sorry, one more time.